They're going after mom and dad who have let their 4 kids access their Netflix account for 10 years. That is what they're going after. So I think the person that's traveling for the weekend or going to be out of town for a week or two, logging into the hotel, I think that'll. That's not a problem. They're fine,
but the families at home trying to keep their kids from climbing up the walls. Yeah, those are the ones they want to attack.
Yeah, good job, Netflix. Netflix is coming after families 100%. Episode 54.
We're here.
We're rolling.
Coming in hot.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Now I am.
Johnny Smoking Gun. That's the whiskey that you chose for this week.
Yeah, no, Isaiah chose it.
Oh, Isaiah chose it. All right, very good.
It's all his fault.
Let's get one sentence here on why this was the choice of the week. Any thoughts?
You got a hard on for the bottle.
Was there like a single?
That label's awesome.
You just like the label?
Yeah.
All right, very good. So I've seen the label many times. I've actually never had this particular whiskey, but I have had others from the same distillery. So we'll get a chance to compare a little bit. All right?
That was aggressive.
It's okay.
Was that?
It's all right. We'll just adjust them.
That was me.
Oops. It's all good.
Okay, yeah,
Take care of it in post. We'll be fine. All right,
I'm going to go ahead.
That never happens.
I'm going to go ahead.
No post.
We're going to have to do this in post because I got to edit out your swear word now.
Oh, no.
Because it's
Was
in
it
the
me
first,
or him?
It was him
me.
because it's in like the
He
first
caught me
30
off guard.
seconds.
I wasn't ready.
It's like the first 30
He
seconds.
sits down. He's like, welcome to episode 54.
That's funny because I almost went. Can't do that.
We're pouring, guys.
All right.
We're pouring.
I got a dog under me.
All right. Now, I'm going to slide that
All
down.
the shows we've done, I'm surprised no one has ever commented about the dogs. Like, they just kind of like the dogs. They just don't say anything.
Yeah, I mean, they're, in and out.
Yeah.
They don't affect us too much.
They get taken out in post.
That's right. They get taken out in post.
They're not really there.
What, Mario Brothers movie. We'll jump right in with
Haven't
that.
gone to see it yet.
I went
It
and
is
saw
in
it.
the You did.
Yeah,
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I enjoyed it.
You know, it's funny. As soon as we leave, I forget everything about what we talked about.
It's amazing.
And I forgot that I was like, yeah, I'd
So-
love to go see that.
I'm sure you forget about us, too.
On the last episode, we talked about the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
We talked about the fact that it had been panned by critics.
Yeah.
But the audience score was relatively high. And then I polled the
Right.
room to see who all was going to go. It seemed like everybody was kind of like,
Trying to
let's do
fade
it.
in,
Let's go
yeah.
check it out, et cetera, et cetera. I was lucky enough to get on over to the theaters and
Which
give
one?
it a midday screening amongst a bunch of kids.
During the midday?
Yeah, midday. So I went with a buddy of mine, Dan. He's got he's got a couple of kids, and they were going to go see the Mario Bros. Movie. So
Shout out to
I
Dan.
tagged along. I went with them.
Dan-
So it
Dan's
was like a
cool
2
guy.
o'clock screening, but it was excellent. It was very good. It was very good. Everybody had a blast that was in the theater. All the kids were like lighting up over the thing, which was kind of fun to see. Mario Brothers feels like a, I don't know. It feels like the kind of thing you'd have had to be there to really like, I don't know, be familiar with. But I guess Mario Brothers, I guess there's still Mario games like all the time. Like I didn't expect. This is a long way of saying I didn't expect kids to be so into Mario Brothers.
They've really, it's surprising.
sense.
It is surprising because my daughters don't play Mario games.
Yeah.
But they still market the Nintendo toys to small children. So she knows like Princess Peach and Toads and Mario and Luigi.
Very good.
But she's never played Mario Brothers, which is
Yeah,
odd to me.
I would guess that probably a few kids in this theater auditorium, if you will,
Listening to this.
experience the same thing. But I will say that again, I thought it was very, very good. I felt the
That's what's
critic review was probably a little harsh, but also fair at the same time. It doesn't really reinvent the wheel or do anything out of the normal as far as Mario is concerned. Now we're gonna pause here real quick. Everybody seems to be really taken aback, if you will. Taken aback? Is that how you say it? Yeah. By this beverage. It really seems to have just the whole room seems to really not be even focused anymore.
I don't know. Okay.
He's been making faces for like the last 90 seconds. You seem to have lost your train of thought.
I look uncomfortable. I don't
so
know.
let's just dive right in.
I don't know if I like it.
It's a heavy on the I don't know how to feel.
It's very, very unusual.
Yeah.
It's a very different taste.
It feels like it has like a liquid smoke or something, like a synthetic smoke has been added to it. It doesn't feel
very woodsy.
So I'm going to give you guys the mash bill.
Yeah, let's go.
It's 30% light corn, 30% unaged rye, which is normal for rye. But then it's proofed down with smoked tea.
Okay.
That's what it is.
There it
So
is.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
What are these Japanese letters at the top?
I don't know, man. This is an interesting bottle. I'm not really sure how to place this one. If I'm going to be pretty straightforward with you.
The smell initially hit me as smoky, and then as I kind of went for it more, it was almost like buttery, like a caramel apple kind of thing.
It does wind a little. It does wind down to be a little sweeter. I feel like on kind of like the back of it.
And this little man on it.
Man,
Right
I don't
away,
know
shoot
about this
this gun.
one. I'm gonna have to think on this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
think
don't
on
know
this.
if I dislike it or I'm just taken back by the taste. Because
so
it tastes
different.
different. You know what I
Pass it
mean? Oh, sorry.
It's an oddity. It's a real oddity
Yeah.
in the whiskey world. But to be fair, I don't know if there's all that much out there that I've had that is similar to it.
Yeah,
No,
I've never tasted anything like
It
this.
says
definitely
spread out.
It definitely is
the
unique.
text. I don't know if that's a slogan but that's what it translates to.
That's what.
Oh, we're translating the.
That's got to be
Asian
Spread out.
Okay.
That's got to be a euphemism for something.
Great. All right. Well, I'm going to come back to that and offer my final thoughts, but it is definitely a very odd whiskey. I can't get the liquid smoke taste out of my mind. It really feels like a synthetic smoke to me, which,
It gives
neither
me.
here nor there. But
What is that? It tastes like a real version of that synthetic whiskey we had. After Dark.
After Dark.
This tastes real. Like this obviously is real, but After Dark, it's
Questionable at best.
questionable, right? And this tastes like a much better
Version
of it. But I don't know if I'm still in love with the taste.
Yeah, I don't know if that's I think you're kind of condemning it there. All right. So anyway, high marks on the Mario Bros. Movie. Nobody else saw it, I take it, given the room didn't really light up when I mentioned it. Very
No,
good.
but contrary to what you said about children really enjoying it,
Yeah.
my cousin
Yeah.
took his godson to go see it over the
Okay.
weekend. And they both thought it was very mid.
Yeah.
Like, his godson was very bleh.
It's an interesting take.
Richard?
Yeah.
Richard.
Now, are they Mario fans?
So Richard would consider himself to be, and Ashton, his godson.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashton's like 10.
He was like, no, he was like, it's mid. And he's one of those kids where, like, if I'm going to ask him about something, he's going to
Sure.
give me a very detailed.
Okay.
He's like, it's mid. Like, the story didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Nothing developed in the Mario movie. And it was like,
Yeah. So if you back it to that point, if you were to back out of it a little bit and kind of maybe look at it through the lens of other animated movies like Pixar movies and other Illumination movies and whatnot, it definitely is within the box for sure. This is a very straightforward Mario story. If you've played any Mario game, you're going to totally get the concept right away. And they don't do anything, as was said in a lot of the reviews, they don't really do anything to expand or like build outside of the Mario that you know in its most simplistic terms. That, in my opinion, can be a good thing. I feel as if, at least for the first movie, it really kind of it plays to a lot of fan service. Like it provides a lot. Like they really
A lot of
cram in
elements from
all
Mario
of the
that you're
elements.
familiar with, yeah.
Yep. From like they bring all those things together in a really good way, in my opinion. But yes, they're not redefining anything. It's not on like a Pixar level. It looks great. I thought it was fun to watch. Not because of the story. It's fun to watch because of the characters and all the things that you're seeing brought to life that you grew up with as a kid playing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like
absolutely.
if you were to come in on it, maybe like not as somebody who grew up with Mario, you don't have the nostalgia of it. I could see where you'd maybe walk away feeling like it was a little less than.
Yeah, I'm trying to make time to go. I think the girls have soccer Saturday.
Yeah.
So like after soccer, I think I'm gonna try and like go right to the theater or something.
That's
like that.
2 movies for me, man, in like a month in
Yeah,
the
bro.
theater.
Are you-
I gotta chill
you
out.
okay?
I went to Towson again for it, not by choice. But I'm gonna have to. They're getting ready to open the warehouse cinema where the Cinebistro used to be down in.
The
Rotunda.
New,
The
we
Rotunda.
talked about, yeah.
So I really want to go check that out. I'm looking forward to that theater opening, and
Can we do like an outing?
That would be fun.
When
Like a little
when does
team
it
outing.
release? I mean, when
The-
did not release, but when does
I
it
have been
open?
following their social media. I've not seen an announcement on the date. They keep saying like early 2023 or like late 2022. But we're obviously past that. So they've kind of
Right.
missed like the general
So
opening
it could
window.
literally open any day.
I think it's close. If you watch their social media, they went through like a hiring event recently. They're training
okay.
people.
They're getting ready
so
to
I
rock and
think
roll.
they're getting ready to open it up, but I've not seen a date on it.
Yeah,
yet.
that would be fun.
But it would be rad. I mean, I'll try to reach out to him and see maybe if we can get like maybe
Media
like an
pass.
insight on when they're
Maybe they'll let us
opening.
do a live show from the lobby.
I don't know. It looks like a cool thing though. It looks like a different experience as far as theaters are concerned. So I'm kind of excited about that. But otherwise, anyway. Josh,
Yellow. Hi.
before you go
Josh here.
before you go too far down the rabbit hole,
almost lost me.
What's the first topic we got listed here?
Netflix. No more theaters. No more password sharing. No more DVDs.
Yeah, so a lot of Netflix news this week. So they had a shareholders meeting, I believe, or a conference. What do they call it?
Keynote kind of thing.
No, it's where they do like the numbers. They break down the
An
financials.
annual earnings call.
Earnings
Yeah,
call. There
we
it
go.
is. Great. And so they discussed a few kind of key items. One is that apparently they're going to reverse, or they made it seem like they were going to reverse on the whole theater format. So they're going
business
to
the
they're going to
strategy is-
stop doing the theater releases. At least that's what they said. It wasn't really clear to me if they meant like they're going to discontinue it altogether or they weren't going to double down on it. Because I think some people were thinking now that they've been rolling movies out into the theaters, are they
wonder-
going to double down on that and keep doing it, or was it just an experiment?
Does it cost them more to release in theaters?
I would say it's gotta.
You know what I mean? Like
I don't
what
know.
they
It's
are
a great
making
question.
in theater releases versus the money they're putting in to put it in theaters. Does it wash itself? Is like are they seeing more
The
profit?
question
in it?
is there a cost to putting your movie in theaters at that scale? Because I feel like my understanding is that movie theaters make all their money on concessions, right? Not on the actual movie itself.
Mm-hmm.
And distribution mostly is digital at this point, right? Like it's not like they're running around with like film canisters and reels. So I feel like
I feel like they are though. I feel like, and I could be completely
Some-
wrong.
some
on this.
theaters,
I feel like
sure.
that, like hard drives, encrypted hard drives, are still
a thing.
a major thing, and I
Could
can,
be.
I can look
There
into
was
this.
a time when I was a little like there was a time when I was more familiar with that space. And you're
Were you gonna
right.
Say when you were a boy.
Yeah, they did do the encrypted hard drive thing. That was very real. It was like a big orange
Yeah.
box.
Yes.
My
Familiar.
guess is that we've improved upon that technology.
Had to.
I'm guessing, and so I'm wondering if it doesn't cost as much to distribute this stuff
I'm sure.
digitally.
From 3 years ago, there's a Reddit post that pretty universally says that it's still hard drives,
Okay,
and satellites are starting to be used.
so
So they'll
I
connect
would
to a
guess
server to a satellite, and then they'll be able to stream it down to whatever theater.
I would think it's less about streaming. I would think that they would probably just use it to get the files local.
right, and then they just have it.
You would like download it off of like an encrypted like server. You'd have access to it in the theater. You could play it, and then you would just delete it when you were done. I mean, having the hard drive, the physical hard drive, seems as if that is unnecessary. If you had decent
17-year-olds
encryption in
there.
play.
I could just take
Yeah.
that and walk off.
This thread also comments that certain companies, distribution companies, are more restrictive with their encryption keys, to the point of not allowing them the key until a few minutes before the embargo breaks.
Sure.
You know,
So in the little side note on this, the reason why I'm wondering if they're starting to do some of the digital distribution is because back in the day, press screenings were they were all in person. You had to go physically to the theater to take part in a press screening. And more recently, they've been distributing them digitally online via Apple TV. So you can actually, there's apps that all of the studios have that are like, controlled by whatever them. And there's basically like codes and stuff like that. And you have to have like two-step verification, but you basically log into the app and you stream the movie.
Whatever you want to watch. Right?
Yes, you stream the movie beforehand, like on your Apple TV, rather than having to go to the theater or get sent a disc. There was a time where they would even send you like discs, and it would be watermarked
Yeah,
with like
right.
your thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
So I'm just wondering if the distribution of these movies in theaters for Netflix isn't really all that expensive. I'm sure there's a cost associated to it, but I don't know.
The
in either
effort
case,
that it costs.
yeah. In either case, they made it seem as if they were going to pull out of the theater distribution model and that they were going to focus on, in-home content. Like that was going to be more of the long-term play. But it still remains to be seen. I think they'll have
Getting
they
back
have
to the original business model.
Yeah, they have to put things in theaters though for a short window if they want to try to win Oscars or put it in various.
I think that's
shows.
probably the only reason they're doing it is to be considered for nominations.
Now, unless they know that the Oscars are going to change that rule, and in that case, who cares? But that was part one of their announcement. Part two was the password sharing. There was a big, obviously, everybody was very upset when the password sharing thing kind of came down, and they started locking a lot of people out. US was kind of on hold, remained to be seen what they were going to do there. And it seems like they kind of put their plans on hold temporarily, maybe just because the backlash was too much. And I thought maybe we had won the war. But no, they're saying that basically by the end of the year, it will, I think it was maybe even Q3. They said that the password sharing crackdown was going to again go into effect for US. And they still haven't announced pricing on it, but the Canadian pricing is $6 additionally to have another household linked to your primary household account. And you can have 2 additional viewers linked to your account. So
outside of your IP
outside
address.
of your main, yeah, correct. So if you're paying for the Max Netflix account, it's $19.99 a month. That's the Ultra account. It gives you the 4K, et cetera.
Right.
You could add, it would be $34 if you were to add 2 people to that. And then you could have your main account and then 2 households outside of it.
This is interesting because the last trip my wife and I took, we didn't, and it was my fault. I didn't pack an Apple TV. Mm-hmm. So we stayed at the Marriott, and the Marriott has Netflix.
Yeah, like a smart TV kind of thing. Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to work now when you log into
I would imagine
Netflix
I would
at a
imagine
hotel.
kind of the same way. I think
Right.
all the drama around that is maybe overblown. I think that process will still work the same way.
Like it'll probably be like
You'll have to log in
Yeah.
with your stuff. It'll probably the app. I mean, Netflix could put something in like an app on the phone or whatever. Like it would allow you to be logged in temporarily or for a short window of time before then kicking you out or deactivating you.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. Like
Yeah.
once you check out, it instantly like signs you out. Like you check out over the TV, what have you, and it instantly cuts any and everything you're using in the room.
Yeah.
But that's funny you say that because I think about like how much overlapping with applications that Apple TV has with your iPhone. Mm-hmm. It makes me think like how come there's not as much congruency with the Netflix app and the Netflix platform.
You mean like using the app on the phone to
to control
extra stuff when you're watching it on the TV.
Right. Like you said, like the 2-step
Like a
authentication.
Netflix remote or something.
Kind of, in a sense.
Or a Netflix like authenticator or
exactly.
something like that.
Something like that.
I mean, maybe they'll roll something out. I don't know what I'm not 100% sure what the remote or what the app would do necessarily. Although, sidebar, I think maybe you can there are games on Netflix. I'm wondering if you can use your phone as the controller. TBD. I've not tried the games, but back to my prior thing. Maybe the authenticator will come.
Yeah.
Maybe some kind of tool or feature like that will come. I don't know about a remote or anything like that. I'm not really sure what functionality you would build into that they wouldn't already build into the Apple TV.
I'm thinking more
remote,
like an authenticator or something like that. If you're in a hotel room and you're trying to log in, you get a notification into the Netflix app, much like if the Google police when you sign in somewhere else and you get that. Is it you?
I think they're way less concerned about people logging into hotels and people like in those situations. And I think they're way more trying to go after the families that have multiple users.
the people, the innocent people who aren't harming anybody.
They're going after
My baby.
they're going after mom and dad
Yeah.
who have let their 4 kids
Just
access their
run
Netflix
amok.
account
Yeah.
for 10 years. That is what they're going after. So I think the person that's traveling for the weekend or going to be out of town for a week or two, logging into the hotel, I think
Single
that'll.
drunkies and
That's not
they're
a problem.
fine, but the
I think
families
that'll
at
be fine.
home trying to keep their kids from climbing up the walls.
Yeah.
Those are the ones they want to attack.
Yeah,
Good
they're
job,
coming.
Netflix.
Netflix is coming after families 100%.
Good job.
And then
Stupid.
the third thing that they announced was the DVD service has been discontinued, I believe, after 25 years.
End of an era.
Yeah, so no more Netflix DVDs in the mail. It's all over.
Do you remember the first one you ever got?
Oh yeah.
What was it?
The first DVD I ever got. No, I don't remember the
No,
first.
I'm from Netflix. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
The first DVD you got from Netflix.
The first DVD I got from Netflix, I do not remember what the DVD was, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's what
I remember I watched through all of the Friends DVDs that way. I watched through, I want to say, Boy Meets World a couple times. A lot of like TV shows. I think CSI. I was big into the TV show thing more than I was the movies.
complete set.
I
yeah.
remember like I would order like I would get like the next 3 discs in a TV show.
Yeah.
Because that way like I had more content. I could sit with it
Yeah,
longer.
yeah.
And like
You had to watch it.
I can finish the 4 episodes on disc 1, send that back, start disc 2.
Yeah.
I'll get disc 4 before I'm done with disc 2.
Right.
So it's a better it worked better for TV shows, at least at the time. But
Yeah, I think mine was Scream.
damn, all right, there you go.
Yeah. I want to say it was like
oldie but a goodie.
Scream and something like, I don't know. I do know I got Scream through Netflix originally, through my aunt's account. But it was just so odd. Like, it was just so like, we thought we were in the future then. You know,
Yeah,
to get a DVD. in
It
the
blew my
mail.
mind how fast the mail worked back then.
Right. You got it real fast.
Yeah.
You got it like super fast. Like,
I do remember
2
that
days.
being pretty cool.
And, you know,
Pretty
it took you
cool.
back to being excited for something in the mailbox. Now,
Yeah.
like everything is its individual shipping. You got Amazon and, you know, Target and everything kind of comes via its own delivery, FedEx, UPS, or what have you. But then getting something in the mail specifically for you was kind of like,
It's always fun. I get it.
yeah.
I agree. Josh, next thing on the list, that wraps up our Netflix talk. We spent a lot of time on those.
Yeah,
movies.
next on the list is Jonathan Major.
Oh,
dang.
brother.
Yeah. So it seems like things kind of continue to go downhill for the boy.
It got quiet for a little bit.
It
Now
did.
it's starting to ramp
it did.
back up.
He has lost his PR team and his management team.
Yeah.
They have both bailed on him. There might be a few other pieces
I
there
think he
that,
lost his Costco membership
that
too.
dropped out. But I found it a little weird just because there's been so much silence around it. Really, not any developing news there. I mean, I know I heard that like Disney they have a backup plan. Apparently, they have spoken to other actors about taking over, or they have other actors lined up to take over.
I've heard
A little
that,
TBD.
and then I've heard conflicting stories that they're not budging. I've heard both. I've heard what you've said, and then I've heard some reports that they're not doing anything at all. They're like, they're just going to let this blow over.
There must be more to the story, which is what I'm thinking. Like there must be more going on and more happening.
There's more. Apparently, there are more alleged victims who are coming
Got
out
you.
in New York who are working with investigators there.
Okay.
So I'm assuming they're building a case.
Yeah, it sounds like it's over for him.
Yeah,
then.
and then so this you know we're not like insiders. We get our news off of like the internet, just like the rest of you. But reading different things, that apparently the split from his PR company and his management team was an amicable decision. Like they decided to split from each other because I read that he was not happy with them for releasing the text messages in the first incident.
Got you.
Because it doesn't
help him.
It doesn't help him. It doesn't make him look clean, right? It clearly indicates that something happened. We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
She does, from it, you can see that she takes fault, but something went down, right?
Sure.
So it doesn't really
Yeah.
make him look in the best of light still. So I think he was unhappy there. So there was talks of him allegedly leaving the company from that. But I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. We get all these reports from everywhere.
Maybe
So.
it seems like bad timing.
Yeah.
It seems as if you were in his position, you would want to do more to stabilize your camp.
Yeah.
Not kind of
fire
like
people. Or
yeah,
get
not start
fired.
like firing people and dropping management teams or
Yeah.
PR teams. That seems as if it creates more controversy and more drama that is probably unnecessary, right? Like, or wait a year or two until things have fully smoothed over and then bail, right?
Yeah. And I don't know, because like right now he's hot. He's hot, man.
Sure.
Creed, Ant-Man. He's got some other stuff. Apparently he's been dropped from a few different projects because they're like, we don't know how this is gonna. These are like lower tier budgeted things. So they're like, we don't know how this is gonna end up. So we can't really invest in waiting,
Yeah.
which is clearly, understandable. But I would kind of go on the whim that if Disney's not moving, if Disney hasn't solidified separation, then
Yeah. I think you've got to like double down and just like play it cool and hold on to what you have and not create more smoke than there needs
too.
to be. That's what I mean. If I were in his position, that's what I would, want to do. Or I feel like that's what I would recommend. Not that, anybody's asking me, but
yeah, it's just we see a lot of actors get, just things happen. It's all Majors and the thing with Downey and Amber Heard. Jeremy Renner and his wife said some stuff, and like the stuff like Ezra Miller, the stuff happens in Hollywood, and then these Fortune 5s they stand for the most part
sure
they stand by them.
But Ezra Miller like disappeared.
Yeah,
Ezra Miller went radio silence.
They tucked him away.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
Yeah,
and I feel as if Ezra Miller plays that out for another like 12
People
to 24
will forget.
months,
Yeah.
people will forget. My point about the Jonathan Majors thing is he keeps adding fuel to
There's
the
more
fire
stuff. Yeah,
and
he
to the
should've
drama.
just-
The PR team and the management team being fired, whether it's amicable or whether they
not,
dropped
right.
him or whatever it is, it doesn't really bode well for his just overall
you don't want
image.
any news,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
You want
Not at this time.
nothing to come
Not
out,
at this time,
right?
yeah.
Like I'm radio silent,
Correct.
And then
100%.
when Disney's ready for me to do something, that's when I'll step out. But
Yeah.
I'm not taking on any side projects.
Yep.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah, and
not
you don't
going-
need to.
Yeah,
You don't need
you
to.
got these Disney checks.
Yeah, you got
brother.
Disney checks coming through. You're fine.
Bro, like I get it. You probably bought the Lamborghini. You know how to make the payment. You can give it back until you
Sure.
figure it out. You don't
And
need
also-
the Lamborghini. You can get a Honda. You'll be all right.
If Disney sticks with you, you put one more movie out with them and you're back on track.
Right. So just if I absolutely agree, bro. If I hope the allegations aren't true. He's not being looked at in the best of light. That's neither here nor there. But to your point, I do believe that if he is innocent, having more stuff compiled on it's just not a good look, bro.
Yeah.
You've got to be radio silent. I wouldn't even be seen out in public. I'd pull a Jack Nicholson. They just seen him for the first time in 2 years. Like I would not be no basketball games.
No, nothing. If you go to church, you better go to church virtually.
That's right.
I'm going to church in the backyard. You can YouTube church.
Put
I'm
that
not
joint
going
on the
anywhere.
screen.
God's
There
everywhere.
you go.
God's everywhere.
That's right. Amen.
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 Yeah, bro. Stay home. Stay silent until because apparently he is the Moon Knight second season.
Ugh.
He is apparently portraying another version of Kang as the primary
Ramatut.
villain, Ramatut in Moon Knight season 2. So, I mean, we're about to see him again.
I think he's going to be fine.
I think he's gonna
just
be fine.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, unless there's a lot of people that got stuff on him.
Unless
which
he's
We think
really
we think he has enough money to be fine.
I think he's
Unless
got
he's
enough
out here
money.
pulling
You know,
Wayne
that's how that
Brady.
works.
I don't know. We'll see.
Great.
We'll see. All right, what's next? What we got next?
Marvel teaser.
Oh, yes. So the
Which one?
Marvels.
Oh, the Marvels.
The Marvels. The teaser trailer that
saw
came
some
out for the
very-
Marvels.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, it is the most disliked video
Bigots,
on the Marvel YouTube page
the racists,
of all time. 56%
the sexists,
disliked.
They do not like it.
That was the number that I last saw. It was 56% disliked versus liked,
It's bad.
which is heavy.
I
I watched it. I saw it.
No, I actually thought the trailer was good. It looks fun. I'm, kind of. This is one of the more seems like more kind of engaging stories because Ant-Man kind of was what it was. We were more kind of tuning in to see what was happening with the Kang, kind of because he's supposed to be the introduction of this big bad, but this storyline of them kind of being intertwined kind of opens up kind of like a new thing for the MCU storytelling. So I was kind of, I was like, all right, cool. This might be fun. I'm not expecting much. Marvel's kind of been, just kind of on the pot.
More miss than hit lately.
So I'm like, I don't have my expectations up high, but this looks, it's fun and cute. And then like bomb after bomb, I'm seeing, online, the Redditors and the people not happy about,
Diversity.
the ladies, the diversity,
Yeah,
for lack of better words.
I didn't go into the comments all that much.
Oh, they are.
I didn't dive
You
into
should be
that.
very ashamed of yourself if you.
So I
that.
didn't see the diversity piece, and I didn't see those aspects of the comments. I believe that they're there for sure.
Oh,
My personal take on the trailer, I kind of like the trailer did not stoke me up.
yeah.
I thought it was a kind of a phoned in trailer.
It was kind of yeah.
Like it
very
felt
safe.
it was okay.
It was It was okay.
It was okay.
The top comment.
You over here giggling.
If I had a nickel for every time Monica Rambeau accidentally acquired a superpower by inexplicably touching a dangerous energy wall, I'd have 2 nickels. That's not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Yeah.
Damn it, that's amazing. That's a really good comment.
Yeah,
Good
man.
for that
I just
person.
mostly on like Twitter, Reddit, where people can kind of mask who they are.
Sure.
Yeah, so like the trailer itself from Marvel, like if you go through the comments, bro, it gets nasty.
You're just having a good time with the comments.
Yo, come on,
What's
come
the
on,
next
man.
one?
Go on.
I love the part where that one character said something witty and unexpected, and then there was an awesome action sequence. Next comment. This film is actually one of the movies of all time. Love the part where they scream, "Let our powers combine."
Oh no, it's doing the 90s.
I love the part where the old man goes, "With great power comes great responsibility."
Damn it. I'm telling you, they didn't do themselves any favors with the trailer. That's all that I'm saying.
I had some reservations, but I'm not setting my expectations high. I'm just kind of like, oh, whatever. It looks fun. Girl power. Let's go.
This dog is like real tangled up.
Oh my God.
She's got it all over the place.
She's letting farts go, bro.
I mean, it's under her leg here, so
Andy, come this way.
there it is.
It's okay that it's like tangled up on her. I'm just letting you know.
I just don't want PETA to see like
She's
us.
going to pull you across.
I'm just
the
letting
floor.
you know that cord's just going to get tight. That's all.
That's what she said.
So anyway, I thought the trailer was less than awesome. It had nothing to do with the fact that it
was not awesome.
Is it
It was
diverse?
cute. It was like whatever. Like yeah, I agree.
I don't like personally.
There was not even a villain.
None of those characters do much for me. If I'm just being honest, it's been too long since I've seen
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, and the Miss Marvel thing was okay. It was fine.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
for me.
great. I'm just saying, like the characters that they're bringing together, I don't want to dog them, but it's kind of like a B list, right? Nothing about it was super fun.
I don't want to be that guy, but we know what this movie is. It's girl power. You know, what I'm
Nothing
saying?
wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I just thought maybe we'd see some other like faces.
This is the movie that people were petitioning for when we got that scene in Endgame with all of the female cast.
Yeah, I got you.
Right? Like this now, this is that movie
Yeah.
that's gonna happen.
Okay.
And, like You know, I don't think it's a plot line that's really gonna give the MCU Phase 5 any type of legs.
No.
I just think it's another placeholder. I'm just, you know, a friend of mine commented in my comic book chat. Shout out to Marino. He said, it just feels like I'm doing homework, going to see the movies just to be prepared for the next one. Like I don't want to do, yes, right.
We're not enjoying the movies anymore.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
just
just
trying to
going
not
to
be
go and
left
not
out.
be
I
left
don't want to
out.
be.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the next one and not know what's going on.
Yeah, I get that.
But then I'm going to them and they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, it's like a pyramid scheme
Yeah,
in movies.
it's a what is it? What was it called? Vector knives.
Yeah.
Cutco. Yeah.
What's the next thing we got on this list?
Next
bud?
thing is Love is Blind.
Oh, okay. Did you watch any of the new season of Love is Blind?
It's been on.
I've
in my
talked
house.
about this a little bit.
It's been on in my house.
I've
I
been
haven't
watching
sat
it.
down to
It
watch
just wrapped up
Right.
the other night, right?
I've seen some clips, some very nasty stuff.
They had a live reunion. Did not go well for Netflix. The stream went down, so they canceled that, and then they released it.
They did it live like the Chris Rock thing.
They tried to, but they had technical issues. They couldn't get it to work. So
Who would
everybody
have thought?
like logged on
25-year-old
for
company.
it.
Somebody
Didn't
let the
work.
hamsters out of the tubes. The internet's just hamsters and tubes.
So they had to basically bail on that. But I've seen it all. Long story short, this article that came out, I think this actually happens every time the show comes out. There's like all of these articles that come out about how terrible the conditions are on the actual show. And the negligence behind the production of Love is Blind is so bad. Like what happens to everybody kind of behind the scenes is apparently pretty atrocious.
I need some stories.
I have some stories.
Okay.
I have some notes.
Come on, Nick Lachey. What you going?
So you know what's funny?
Is he a walking
Nick
HR?
Lachey, not that you've seen season 4, but he is less present on season 4, as is his wife. They're not really there all that much.
So the love,
which I really love.
the love is blind.
Apparently they got out of the way because they felt like they were making the past shows too much about them.
Yes.
All right, so here are some of the hot takes from the articles that I read. There's a couple of like past contestants, or not contestants, whatever, participants of the show that have done like Instagram videos, TikToks, or whatever, talking about their experiences. Some people have had articles. I have pulled from all of those resources. Mm-hmm. So apparently, the filming in the pods is a 20-hour a day production schedule, and it lasts for 2 weeks, which is obviously pretty bad. Mm-hmm. Some say that the food and water are very scarce. The only constant thing that's provided is alcohol, and that there are like assistants or like little PAs or whatever that are running around the set, and basically their sole job is to top up your cup, right, when you're not looking. That's what they're saying. So like you might be like half done your drink, you go to the bathroom and come back and you've got a whole new drink. So there's apparently like which kind of makes sense.
So
like
not only am I drunk, I'm dehydrated because there's
Exactly.
no food and water.
Yes.
exactly.
I have no choice but to be drunk.
Kidney
So-
failure.
Yeah, pretty bad. All right. So the sets, right, where everything is constructed, there are no windows in any of the living quarters, the like lounges, the pods, the sets. There's no windows, so they're inside all day. They don't get to see anything. No light.
Feel bad for the smokers.
When they go to the bathroom, the bathrooms are outside. So apparently, it's the only time they get to see the daylight is when they go to the bathroom.
What is this, prison?
Bathrooms are outside?
Yeah. So they have
What is it, a hole in the ground?
It's 23 and 1 they got going on here.
apparently they have like the trailer bathrooms that they bring up because they're filming all of these in like big warehouses.
It's a warehouse,
yeah,
right,
that don't
yeah.
have restrooms. So there's that.
Yuck.
Cast members, all of their phones are confiscated for the duration of filming, so you don't have access to the outside world.
I can see that.
which is like a really big thing.
I guess you don't want to see anything.
Yeah, Survivor, Big Brother,
Well, so like some of the issues are because they don't have their phones, they don't have like they're just drinking alcohol the whole time. They don't have access to like basic things apparently, or at least according to them. There's no mental health services. There's nothing like that. So they kind of just start to like lose their minds. after being like basically in, it's kind of like being in a casino for 2 weeks or something, like, right? Like, you don't know.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You can ask your question.
My question is, has any of these contestants seen the show? Like, I feel like I would kind of expect that they really just want me to perform for the camera.
You just want me
Like
to be
that this
drunk,
is, I mean, maybe that's extreme, 20
disconnected.
hours
Sure.
a day.
Yeah.
But right, that seems to be the intention that,
Yes.
you know.
So there's a very, very small amount of like tons of contestants for every season. Only a handful ever really actually make it onto the actual show, right? There are like, if you actually watch the first few episodes, you'll see a bunch of other people that are there, but you don't actually ever see.
You'll never ever.
You
meet
never
them.
see
Right.
footage of them in the pods. You never really get any insight on them. So there's all these people that kind of wind up, being there that ultimately don't make it on the show.
Yeah.
So if you sign up to do it and you want to leave early, according to the reports, that there is a $50,000 termination fee that is required if you wind up signing on that you're going to do it and you want to bail halfway through. Can't do it. Couples
Which I can get because the first season, I think we talked about it. The first season, or maybe second, it seemed like there were not as many couples as they wanted. Like, I think at the end of it, production came out and said, we really thought this was going to be a big hit. And it ended up being, 4 people in the four couples.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
where are we?
maybe trying to get as many people as
recouping this
possible.
$50,000 from the salary that's being given to you? Because I'm not giving you $50,000.
So it remains to be seen if there's actually a salary or any money paid to contestants. I couldn't find any information on that. The only thing that I could find is there's a per diem that you are allowed. So you're allowed, you're allowed a per diem of, this is kind of a weird number, but you're allowed a per diem of $1,000 a day during production, but a max of $8,000 total. So you could spend $1,000 a day for 8 days, but then it basically maxes out at that point. But beyond that, I couldn't find anything where it said that people were actually being paid money to be on the show. And I don't think that that's, I don't know, Josh, maybe you can look to see if anybody's ever like documented whether they got paid to be on Love is Blind. But my guess is that the value of the show is more about endorsements and things that you do after the fact rather than getting paid
Now
from the
you're a
actual
celebrity.
show. Yeah. I think you kind of, if you make it on the show, I think they see that as like your payment, right? Like you're getting all this press and publicity. Couples who get engaged on the show are contractually obligated to show up on their wedding days, even if they know earlier that they are not going to marry their partner. What? Again, this is hearsay in the sense of it came from prior contestants. One former contestant said the producers pressured her to stay on the show even after she told them she was having suicidal thoughts. And casting allowed people, pretty crazy, right? Casting allowed several people with documented mental health and criminal records to participate in the show, although they were not supposed to, apparently. And you can go into the names. I'm not going to disclose them here on the show, but you can pull them up online. There are some people that were on the show that had like a criminal record of like abuse where like they beat up on their significant other in the past. Yeah. And so for whatever reason, they were able to make their way onto, a Netflix dating show essentially. So it kind of feels a little odd in the sense that you wind up getting proposed to by somebody that you thought has been vetted.
Actually a sociopathic abuser.
You wind up with somebody who actually has now contractually and financially obligated to somebody who has a criminal past of physical abuse. So,
jeez, please, Nicholas Shea.
I don't know.
Where's the vetting process?
I don't know.
To answer your question about pay, this is according to Jeremy Hartwell from season 2.
Yeah.
He said that the show pays $1,000 per week flat.
A week?
Which is actually what kind of, I think, your per diem thing. This article says $1,000 per week up to $8,000 for the length of the show. So maybe that per diem
maybe the per diem is, maybe I'm
mutated
wrong about that.
just a little bit. But yeah, he says it's $1,000 a week and then $8,000 because it's an 8-week film. And it also says that the production pays for basic necessities, food, alcohol, whatever. And then at the wedding, venue, food, music. If the couple goes through with it. However, anything additional must be paid by the couple. So one of them said, ballet dancer Colleen Reed, who married Matt Bolton on season 3 finale, told Vice that she spent an estimated $4,000 on hair, clothes, and makeup during her time on the show.
Damn. There you go. The per week thing I think is actually right. That sounds correct. I think I just misread the article or remembered it. But
Compensation stinks.
yeah. So anyway, a little bit of drama around the Love Is Blind show. Some fun things.
But if they're only
coming
getting
out of that.
$1,000 a week and they're filming for that amount of time, then it's well under minimum wage.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah. Somebody did the math and they were saying it's like $7.40 or $7.14 or something an hour at that rate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not for 20-hour days.
But
20-hour days. Yeah.
people that come out of it, again, you kind of come out on the other side being low key famous to an extent.
Yeah, if you
and
don't kill yourself.
you can snowball that into a lot of other
If it
opportunities.
goes well for you.
Sure.
If you're personable enough
100%.
and liked enough.
But that's the
then-
same.
Because, like,
But the same can be said about anybody that goes into that line of work, right?
No, I
mean,
mean,
that's
like
true.
in this, you could go on Big Brother, you go on Survivor or whatever, and you're going
Yeah.
to appear in the show. You could go on this show and you could just be like in the back of a shot here and there
never-
in a room and
yeah.
never actually featured.
But if you go on Survivor and you're an idiot or an asshole, or you do terrible in the first round, you could get voted out right away.
That's true.
And you made all the
Right.
effort, but really aren't
You're
on the
right.
show.
You're
Right?
right.
You remember the people that made it through the end. I feel like it's kind of the same
You're
concept.
right. Or the real assholes
That's right.
that got voted out.
That's right.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
mean-
either be a very nice person or be a piece of shit.
That's
Or
it.
you be
Life
very
lesson.
nice.
I've chosen the second in life
right.
in general.
very nice to
here it
be
is.
a West because like somebody like Marshall is getting he's getting all the publicity.
Sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Marshall. He's from Baltimore. Went to Poly. So shout out to Marshall. But
Oh yeah. I did see that guy.
yeah, man. But he's like the not the charity case of the show, but like everybody's kind of rooting for Marshall to like
He's
get
going
over
through it with the chick who was like,
crazy.
I don't want to be with you, but I'm gonna keep the ring, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Damn guy. Sorry, Marshall.
Yeah, dude, that's a tough scene.
Maybe we can get him on.
That's a tough
can
scene.
talk-
I
dude.
can ask. He's
See if
friends with one of my good friends.
I mean, tell him we some poly people.
I got you.
Tell him we don't have $1,000 a week, but
Yeah, we get him on and
know?
we can talk about his experience.
he can have some
But
smoky whiskey.
I'll tell you what, if we break it down though, and we're just going to do the hourly rate of that,
I might have
We're
enough to
in,
pay
dude.
him.
It is.
we're in, bro.
We can pay you for your time.
Even if
We-
he
we pay minimum
we can
wage.
work that out. We can definitely probably get him on.
Also, I didn't realize this, but there's like a Love Is Blind taking place in like every country. Did you
Yes,
realize
right.
this? There's like Brazil, Japan,
Yeah.
like they're all over the place. It's like taking over the world.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think, but Nick Lachey, and he's not on all of them, is he? He's just on the.
They do that pretty commonly with reality shows.
They just kind of do their
They'll
version
do 'em.
over there.
Do it
Like
everywhere.
Love Island, Big Brother. They're all not American shows that became American shows.
Very good.
Survivor. Yeah.
Next item on the list.
Next item on the list.
Run it down.
The length of movies.
Oh,
Killer of the Flower Moon.
Killer of the Flower Moon.
Yep.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost
He
3.5
always
hours.
does these crazy long movies. The Irishman was what? Like
It was almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's long, dude. So this
The
one,
Departed is like 3 hours.
3 hours, 26 minutes.
You nerd. 3.5 for the Irishman.
There we
So
go.
very similar here.
Yeah.
You called me him? Me?
I looked it up. Him.
3 hours, 26 minutes.
Listen, I know the times.
Yeah.
But there is a trend where movies are getting
They are.
longer. John Wick, 3 hours.
hours.
Oppenheimer,
Batman.
3 hours.
Oppenheimer,
Batman, 3 hours. The list kind of goes on.
Avatar, 2, 3, 4,
It's
5.
still rolling in the background,
Yeah.
actually.
Avatar is still playing in some places.
9 hours.
Legend has it. Did anybody watch RRR, the Bollywood movie? That's like 3.5 hours. Everybody's raving about this movie. We gotta check it out. It's on Netflix, but everyone says great things. Anyway, my point: movies just keep getting longer and longer.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not a good thing. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Thank you for validating my.
When you sit in a
feelings right
movie
there.
theater for 3 hours,
You gotta
you get weird.
It's too long.
You have to have an intermission
You
where
start worrying about like what's going on.
Yeah, there's no
what's crazy
windows.
is that-
Your alcohol
right.
is constantly there, and you got to go outside to pee.
Right.
dude, when you're at home
talking to these
and you're
chicks who don't
doing
know
3
me.
hours, you can break it up a little bit. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
upstairs. I'm gonna get a snack. I'm gonna see some daylight or whatever. Like you gotta have that breathing space.
But what's crazy is movies used to have that intermission.
They did. That's why I say bring back the intermission. If you're gonna
Give me a 3 hour, 3.5 hour
Congress,
movie.
House, pass the bill. If the movie's gonna be more than 3 hours, you need a 15-minute intermission in it.
and get the taco trucks
And then the DJ.
DJs.
Let the DJ play it. All right.
That's right, the DJ. I forgot the DJ.
All right, guys, we're breaking for intermission. Play some Drake.
Hell yeah.
And go get your pretzel bites,
See
your
you guys back here
nachos,
at
take a leak.
10:30.
That's
Don't be
right.
late.
They got to clean up the foam party real quick, though. I don't know
You
how
get
they're going
back.
to do that.
They got the countdown on the
This is the
screen.
most absurd intermission.
And then you sit back down for your movie.
This is really a runaway train.
It's like Ibiza.
God. What's next on this list?
Twilight. Last thing on the list.
You
The
put
sh-
Twilight on
Yeah.
there.
Because
Is that what you said you can't wait to talk about
No.
before we started?
Oh, it was the Marvels.
Okay.
Oh.
But I didn't get to. I don't want to.
You
be.
didn't seem
He
that
forgot
excited.
that he
I
wanted
don't
to
want
talk
to be
about it.
that guy. I
You
don't
didn't
wanna-
seem that excited
It's time.
when we got to the topic.
Yeah.
Oh, were you going to
I-
say something offensive?
Yeah, kind of.
Borderline.
I wasn't going to say something offensive. I was going to talk about the offensive stuff I saw.
Okay.
I see.
See, yeah. So
I see.
then I was kind of like, I don't want to, because the stuff I saw was bad.
Do you feel like the
Did I not go far enough down the YouTube comments?
Oh yeah, it was like,
you're saying it's going to
Nope.
get worse?
yeah, it was like, it's okay.
I mean, don't hurt yourself, dude.
It's okay.
Move
What's the
on.
Twilight thing?
Oh, so in vein of Harry Potter coming to TV, Twilight's coming to TV now. They're gonna do like a
The
show.
books, the movies.
Yeah, they're gonna redo it.
Who's doing it?
I don't know. I saw it on comicbook.com.
Lionsgate.
There you go.
Lionsgate.
So it's probably gonna go to Amazon.
I'm going to tell you this.
They own it. They own Amazon
Interesting.
owns Lionsgate.
It's not going to be that successful. I don't think.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
think
going to
so,
be
yeah.
what?
I don't think it's going to be as successful
Me either. No.
as
I thought you said it's not going to be as sexual. I was like,
first
I don't
one was
really
kinda
remember it
sexual,
being that
wasn't it?
sexual, wasn't
It
it?
was kind of sexual. They had a fake baby.
I mean, it's got like some tones to it, but it's not. Anyway,
nah, man. I don't think it's going to be
I
as
just misheard
successful.
what you said. You don't think it's going to be as successful?
No.
It's a time and a place thing. It's a movie that was a time and the book was a huge success. They dropped the movie like clockwork at the right moment. And
Books came out,
every
boom, movie.
all of like the pieces in the movie like fit the time so well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it just all of that stuff hit at the right
It's
moment.
also another one of those things like, do the younger generations who are going to be tapped in for the show, or like, do they know about Twilight, right? Like
Yes, you know.
these younger generations don't really know about, I don't know anyone younger than, I don't know any young people that even read Harry Potter. Like, so I don't know any young people who have read Twilight. So like it would have to be the same millennial crowd tuning into Amazon to see another adaptation of something they already saw.
Yeah,
So then you
I get
get the
what you're saying.
tainted perspective
Did
of
you just say taint?
I did. You the tainted perspective of I've already seen this and it was great.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it again and it be bad. You know
And
what
the
I mean?
problem is when Twilight movies came out, Vampire Diaries also dropped.
It was a heavy vampire season.
Oh, it was. I
Yeah.
forgot about
Which
that. Yeah.
is,
Yep.
if you're talking about Vampire Diaries was great because it was, Twilight was great because it was movies.
Yeah, and then
you had
Vampire Diaries was on
to watch
TV.
on
Yeah,
TV.
it was on CW, right? Yeah.
And ran for mad seasons with
A
mad
long
episodes.
time. Never seen one, but it was on for a long time.
I gotta tell you, you're missing out on good TV.
You know,
Eight
Derek
seasons.
used to watch that.
You got time.
There's always time.
I had my time
And they
on
really
CW.
did rock and roll. Like I think it might have been said, but they really did rock and roll with the Twilight. It was, I didn't realize, November 2008, November 2009, June 2010, November 2011, November 2012.
This is what I'm talking about
I'm
with
out.
the movies. They were not playing around.
No, they
They
weren't.
shipped those things. That's
Bang,
why it was
bang,
a sensation
bang, bang.
culturally
Yeah.
because it never left your mind. Like it was
You
always
didn't
at the
have time.
forefront.
Yeah.
There was trailers and movies that were nonstop. It was all the time. Constant.
It was a time of
Constant.
instant gratification because you could leave the movie. They're putting the next release date at the end credits, and then
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom.
It was
Yeah.
like Bond. For a long time, Bond was
You were
that way.
leaving.
Yeah.
You were leaving one series to go to the next. You were
Yep.
leaving Harry Potter to go to Twilight. Then from Twilight to Hunger Games.
overlap.
It was-
Yep.
Yeah.
And nowadays they want 6 years between movies.
Right.
It's
And they're going to
insane.
come out with 15 Ant-Man films.
Here we are. back to
offense to
Ant-Man,
Paul
dude.
Rudd, but
it all comes back to Ant-Man. Is there anything else on the list beyond that? That's the end of it.
That's it. Watch list.
You watch list time. Courtney, why don't you run through his list of watches?
Yeah, sure. Snowfall.
That will finish up tonight.
Okay.
Season finale. The season was very good up until last week. I'm I'm insulted. I'm insulted at the turn of the story. But I'll leave that.
You're incensed.
What else I got on there, Josh?
Mandalorian.
Man.
Another very.
Star Wars, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Yes, the show gives lots of filler, and then the season finale is always a major payoff.
So this week was the season finale?
I actually watched it today before I came here.
Yeah, what a bummer.
Yeah.
I thought we were just getting things started. I didn't really realize we were at the end.
It's 8 episodes.
Time flies. We were having fun.
Yeah.
And then the two new ones, Power Rangers Once and Always and the Bourne series.
I watched Mandalorian, and I watched the Power Rangers Once and Always, Forever, or whatever the name of it.
Yeah.
And it was what I expected. It was a revisit to kind of cap the Power Rangers story in a whole, right? Like Power Rangers just kind of kept going, and different types of Power Rangers, and then like this kind of like, all right, like this is it. This is the culmination. It was like 45 minutes, done very much in the classic style of the Fox show. The original Power Rangers are in it. It pays homage to the Power Rangers who passed away. Jason David Frank and the young lady who plays Trini. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. Plot wise kind of explains certain things, and then it just kind of ends. And,
you sound so unenthused about it.
Nostalgia wise, it was great. Shady Grove, Juice Bar was in it, and the Putties, and
you still sound like it's not that great.
No, it was not that great. It was not that great at all.
That's what we're getting to.
But part of my childhood. It was good. It was cool. It was cool to watch for.
But it didn't like reinvigorate your childhood. You just left feeling like, damn.
I was just like, wow.
They kind of ruined it.
You don't want to see those. I guess when you're watching something from your childhood, you expect for it to age with the times, and they didn't age. The people aged, but everything else was still 1993. Like the set, the uniforms, the villains. Like
you were looking for a more modernized take.
I thought it was going to kind of be like a kind of a. They're going to.
Yeah, but you saw the trailer.
Yeah,
it looked just as goofy as it's ever looked.
It was goofy, but it was goofy, but it was fun, and I didn't expect for it to be like, award winning, but it was what it was. It was a fun 35 minutes.
Very good. And that was the end of your watch list.
Bourne.
Oh, I started the Bourne series.
You've never seen
never seen the Bourne series.
You never saw any Bourne Identity.
Nah. Watched
with Matt Damon.
Nope.
Matt Damon.
Not a one.
Not one. Ever.
That's shocking.
I finished the Bourne Identity.
That's shocking.
Tuesday, and I'm going to start the Bourne. What's the next one? Supremacy. I'm going to probably start it tonight, actually.
Damn.
No, got to watch Snowfall tonight.
Lucky to
I watched
be you.
Bourne Supremacy over the weekend.
Identity, Supremacy, good. Ultimatum, Legacy, and then Bourne.
What's the one with is Legacy the one with Jeremy Renner?
It's the fourth one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured. So, like, I took a note from your watch list. Like, you were throwing in, like, some old things, like, you would rewatch.
Oh, it's always fun to throw in some old things.
So I was like, I'm just throwing something. And then today I did, after Power Rangers went off, because it was on Netflix. I haven't lived in the Netflix app for a while. So I just kind of, like, added things to my list. Added Beef. I'm going to tune into that.
Ooh, I started Beef.
I'm going to tune into Beef.
Beef is good.
Yeah.
There's another one. It's kind of like, I love espionage, spy, which is crazy. Like, I never saw any of the Bourne stuff, and like that's my genre. It's so crazy.
Makes no sense.
So it makes it.
I watch.
What?
You had a night watch?
Night. I think that's what it's called. I think it's I don't know, but I think that's what it's called. But I added a few things in Netflix that I'm going to go back and visit.
All right.
Because I
Very
spent
good.
a lot of time in Disney Plus over the past couple weeks, and yeah, so I'm ready to deep dive. I'm gonna have a long weekend, so I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to watch.
All right. Josh, why don't you run through mine real fast?
Yeah, definitely. Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. I'm not fully caught up, but the Lizzo episode was not that great.
It wasn't.
She's my favorite jazz flautist.
There you go.
Love is Blind season 4.
Saw that. We talked about that.
Mario Brothers movie.
Saw that. Talked about that.
And American Manhunt.
The Bomber.
The Boston Bomber.
Boston Bomber. New documentary out, true crime kind of thing on Netflix. If you want to give it a spin, it's 3 parts, 3 episodes, a little short series. It's okay. It's 50-50, kind of up the middle. It's not, I don't.
It doesn't go into the victims, does it?
It doesn't really dive too far into the
I have a hard
victims.
time watching people's misfortune.
Well,
This is
the
less
subtitle on it is the
victim
Boston
forward.
Marathon. I'm sorry. I never mind. Rewind what I
Carry
just
on.
said. Take away.
Yeah, it's there's really not a huge victim play. There's
Okay.
there's a little bit here and there, but they're not beating you over the head with it. It's very much a incident and then tracking him
Trying to
and
get him.
what that
Yeah,
or tracking the
alright.
2 guys and what
That's
that whole
cool.
process was
Yeah.
like to basically getting those 2 guys. So it was it's an okay watch. It's fine. It wasn't mind blowing, but yeah. Anyway.
That's all we got.
That's all we got, baby. Damn. All right.
Damn.
And then to just kind of round it out on this real quick.
Johnny Smoking Gun. That's what it's Johnny, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in love with it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with that.
Yep.
Here's what I'll say. I think it's fun for a glass.
Let's try it on ice before we leave.
I don't think it's not like
This dog is farting.
it is tough to stick with this long term. It's like a fun one. It's like a fun, try it because it's weird. It's got some crazy
Yeah.
flavors, but it kind of, I don't know. That smoky flavor, that liquid smoke, it's sticking with me.
Yeah, not for 50, but our shit was 50, $55.
Yeah.
Was it your boy? Always gives you bad info?
No, that was the guy. Was that the guy at the quarry?
That's the guy at the core.
Yeah. This is my go-to guy, and he was like, "Yeah, man, this is good shit." And I was like, "All right, cool."
Here's what I'll say. As far as that's concerned, I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
weird,
putting it in
right?
the
It's
bad
weird.
category, but it's very weird. It's very odd. It's not the kind of thing that you want to have 2 or 3 glasses of. It's not an easy sipper. That's what I would say. It's
If you're going to make a
funky.
Manhattan or an old fashioned,
That's
like
what I'm
pre-smoked,
about to try.
A
Yeah.
top
I feel
shelf,
like that might be
top shelf Manhattan. Yeah,
I think it's
old-fashioned.
quality. It has
Yeah, because I'm not
it's quality,
It's not hard to drink. I'm not drunk. I've had 3 nice.
but it's eclectic.
Yeah, I am really
Yeah.
still drinking because it's in front of me. I feel like the Love Is Blind cast.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Because as bad as the faces I was making, I kind of like it.
yeah. I don't know. If I put this out for a bunch of people to drink, I don't think many people would come back to it.
Yeah.
If you went
That's
to
all
pour,
I'm
they'd be like,
saying.
"Not that."
I just
No, I know you have something else.
most people are gonna
You have anything else?
most people are gonna move on from this. So if you really like something that's smoky,
I think the smoky with
and if
kind of
you
like
like
a
an oddity,
citrus flavor,
give it a
kinda would
shot.
be good.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Give it a run. But
Yeah, some orange peel.
Yeah,
Give that a good little
yeah.
twist and a rub, as they say.
amen. Amen.
I've already said it once. I can't say it again.
Yep. There you go.
All right, that's it. Episode 54, dude. In the
Boom,
books.
in the bag.
54.